The strength that they had to go out and play that day was unbelievable.
Three points down in the last minute of the game, I still had belief that we could do it. Yeah, Loughgiel, an exceptionally good team who we've battled hard with over the years, have had 3 really tough Ulster finals with them over the past 3 years, and we're well matched in many ways, and I suppose they're just such a hard grit team that never give up and have such talent, and you know, any of them Ulster finals could have went either way.
I suppose nothing was just handed to us either. We had to work hard, and we've worked hard since ever I remember. Anybody that thinks that we were just gifted them championships in Antrim, it's not true. Like, we had to work really hard to get to that point.
When the ball was through in, it was just hell for leather, literally, and there was nothing between the two teams the whole way through the 60 minutes.
We're quite familiar with them, so we knew it was going to be nip and tuck. There was nothing in it the year before, so it wasn't like we were overly confident, but we did believe in ourselves that we could go and win that match.
Really, we've come up through the grassroots of the club and we've stayed together, and I think that's what has made us a successful team.
That actual group of girls that we had there were exceptional. So between the Derry final and the Ulster final, Daddy had passed away, and we buried him on the Friday, and the Ulster final was to be on the Sunday. There was training called for Friday night. Obviously not great preparation for an Ulster final on Sunday, so they wanted the girls to come together, puck about, you know, get a feel of the ball again. So we went to that on Friday evening, and you know, we were ready for Sunday. We knew that it was going to be a very emotional occasion. The preparations, I suppose, were particularly tough for that game because we'd lost Thomas, and you know, what a legend of a man he was. He was the heart and soul of our Camogie team. He was obviously involved within our management setup.
You know, there's not a big distance between the two clubs, and I can't even imagine, you know, what was going through their heads at that time. It's just a heartbreaking situation.
Absolutely, no strength without unity. It's something that we live by, and we have lived by over this past number of years within our setup and our club. And there really is no strength without unity. It's such a close bonding team, and we'd be lost without each other.
The Cassidy family needed a lift, so we knew that that was going to be in their back of their minds, but we just had to prepare ourselves for an Ulster final and stay focused as well.
And we were just completely exhausted by the end of that match, and you know, it was a draw, so I don't know, we couldn't be, I don't know, we were probably just relieved that it was a draw and that we'd get a second run at it, and that we would be physically in a better state the next time, better rested, and you know, probably not in a mentally better state, but
I suppose I don't really remember every puck of the ball, but I do believe we were leading for quite a bit of the match, and then just was taken away at the end. Well, not taken away, but came back to a draw, and we just thought, well, we're not out. We still have another day to come back from this.
With the crowd coming in, you just felt that there was going to be a good atmosphere for it and during it. You know, you definitely do get a buzz off that, and you know, when the match started and the crowd were getting behind you, you know, so many people had come to it as well.
I think there was over 5,000 people at it. As a Camogie player, you want to be playing in front of big crowds like that.
Obviously, the hurling wasn't on after us that day, so everybody was there to watch Camogie match.
We went into the match calm, focused. We were ready for it. Do you know, our link play in that match was exceptionally good.
We were always, you know, a wee bit ahead, a point or so, and then in the second half, Slaughtneil just again came out and kept pushing and pushing.
Not for a second did I believe that we had it lost. I still had belief that we could do it.
right up until the end.
It was so tight and they had got a goal and it was disallowed.
Slaughtneil just kept going. Every time, you know, we tried to attack, it was just turned over and Slaughtneil were getting, just chipping away.
Louise Dugan was involved in the passing. She had a lovely ball from and around the midfield area, bounced pass into Mary, and she took the ball well.
Obviously, when Mary Kelly scored the goal,
it was a hand pass into the net. I think Mary Kelly got it. Yeah, she's just was such a dangerous player. She's the ultimate poacher, and every team wants a good poacher.
Oh well, I suppose at that moment you think, right, just get on with it. We'll still have time to come back from this and hopefully get a point or whatever. But we just didn't have enough time. Just the clock went against us.
it was just, people couldn't believe it. Just within whatever 20 seconds that the ball had gone in and that Mary had done the same again, except this time that it stood.
She was so unfortunate to not have the first goal, you know, for it to be disallowed. So I was so delighted for Mary to get that second goal and how she took it. It was an absolute talent and a class act. I think Thomas was maybe looking over us, but to hear that final whistle was absolute relief, but absolute euphoria at the same time.
You kind of felt there was still time left, but then next thing the final whistle went and Slaughtneil had won, so.
And that was just absolutely heartbreaking because your whole year's training was just away in a flash. And even though there were so many people there, you were so alone in that moment.
A lot of people, just neutrals actually, who had come to the match, and a lot of them had said, have said since that it was such a good camogie match to watch from a neutral point of view. As well, just people who are passionate about camogie and loved the game and loved obviously the highs and the lows and the last minute goal and disallowed and all that there. That it was a great day for camogie.
I suppose that we can be quite hard on ourselves. At the end of the day, we were in an Ulster final and a lot of clubs don't get that opportunity. Some of the clubs in Antrim haven't won a county championship, so I'm lucky enough to have that and have played in Ulster finals and have won Ulster finals. So I suppose my goal was to get a bit further than that, and I didn't achieve that, so that was the hard thing for me. But there's worse things that happen in this world than losing a match, but at that moment you don't see that.
I mean, that the gates opening, floods of people just coming into the pitch and hugging and jumping, and it was just magical. First Ulster final too, and first provincial title, and stuff dreams are made of. There's nothing like playing, there's nothing like winning, and we were just so delighted that day, and the celebrations were even better.
It was fantastic, and was a moment to cherish.